A lot of people ask me to do this. They usually don't like my response, but they know that I'm right. What's going on, guys? Justice here, former pastor, current life coach. I help entrepreneurs and leaders figure out what's next, especially when they're asking, what now? This isn't going to be too hard to share, but I know that the world has been trained to think this way. And I'm going to share about it from two perspectives. One from my church background and two from my business background. Both of these backgrounds involve people that think the same way. And I really think it's important for you to consider how people really grow. And so I'm going to make this statement, and you're not going to like it. Some of you who know this to be true and are living out of this reality will go, preach, like this is so good. And some of you are just going to be, I don't know, pissed off by it. Most of my clients, if you're watching this, you're going to say, oh, here he goes again. So let me go ahead and share it. You do not need accountability. You need conviction. This is coming from a coach. You do not need accountability. You need conviction. Let me tell you about what this looked like in my church world. The church world is really big on living a certain kind of lifestyle. Most people would say no, but a lot of the people in the church are trying to live a certain kind of lifestyle. They're trying to be, in some ways, perfect. I'm not saying that's the way it should be, but a lot of them are trying to perform. You can argue with me all day. As a former pastor, I saw this all the time. They're trying to perform. And when they're trying to perform a certain kind of lifestyle, and they know that they can't do it on their own, what they start looking for is what I call the A word. I almost don't like saying it, but they start saying, I need accountability. And at first, when I was new, when I was a young pastor, I would go, yeah, you bet, man. Let's have a call once a week. Let's talk through your struggles. Let's talk about you really owning the path that you want to walk on. And I want to be there to help keep you accountable. Do you know what that is? It's a sick excuse for you to not be responsible and disciplined. So what you do is you look for other people that you can lean on so that they can hold you accountable to performance. When really what you're saying is, hey, I'm not really convicted about living this lifestyle out, or being this kind of person. I don't really believe that I can be this person, and so I need you to hold me accountable. Now, if you were convicted about it and you're saying, this is who I am, this is who I was created to be, you wouldn't have accountability, you'd have community, but they're not there to hold you accountable. You're there to hold you accountable. And so what really happens is you're fearful that you can't do it on your own, so you want some kind of buddy system to keep you in line. I'm not saying accountability is bad. It's the desire for accountability in order to get where you want to go. It doesn't work. Now, are there a lot of people that can perform their way to great heights and say that it's accountability? Yes. And what would my argument be? My argument would be, you know what? The way that people really grow is that you are actually convicted about it and you're giving way too much away to accountability. Man, this is going to get some fun comments. All right, I shared it from the church side of the view. Let me share what happens in the business side. On the business side, I get approached because I'm a coach. And when I get on the call to see if are we going to be a good fit client to coach relationship, here's what they tell me. Hey, Justice, you know, the reason I reached out to you is because I just really need accountability right now. And let me tell you what that means. And this is what they're really saying. I need someone to force me to do the thing that I don't want to do, and I want to have enough shame and guilt that I actually go do stuff. So I want to perform from a place of shame and guilt instead of from a place of conviction. It's very similar to the church world. When I stepped into the business world, I was like, there's no way it happens here too, but it does. And here's why. For people in the business world, what happens is they have all this energy, all this momentum at the beginning, and they do all of the stuff they don't want to do because they're so excited and they're so convicted about the end goal. They're so ready to get there that they put in the work, they do the time, they do the little administrative tasks they hate doing. They're focused on the vision and on the present. They're doing it, but then they burn out. Yeah, they burn out. They can only do it so long. And so they start going, I'm gonna hire some people to help me because they start making enough money. And they hire those people and they take some stuff off their plate. But now they have to keep these people in line and going. And so they grow a little bit more. They hire one more person and they're like, all right, we're doing it. But then they grow tired of doing the thing that they used to really love to do. So then they start looking for a coach. And a bad coach will go, sure, I'll hold you accountable. And really what that opens up the relationship to is, will you babysit me? And then the person still doesn't do what they said they wanted to do. The coach gets bad. They break up the relationship. The client says, I didn't really like it. It didn't work for me. And the coach said I had a bad client. It happens every time. That's why I never fall for the accountability thing. The thing that has to happen is you have reached a new level. And so in order to get to the next level, you need to be re-envisioned and you need to dream about what's actually next. But even that's not enough. You now have to work on a new identity. What do I mean about that? Since you've been doing all of this work, you have now become a new person, a new entrepreneur. And you're stuck between this party mode of doing all the things you already know and just doing it, and it's on auto and it's easy for you to do it, or growing into a leader who leads a team and has a new vision and holds people to a new standard. Now that, for a lot of people, sounds like work. And entrepreneurs don't want to work. That's why they got this lifestyle. But if you really believe in what you're doing, you believe in the work. And you realize, now I have to be a leader. And I need to lead my company to becoming great, not just myself to becoming great. And I'm not going to run off of my feelings. So I still do things even when I don't feel like it. Okay? So this is exciting for me because I go, what are you actually convicted about? And you know what? They've been working so hard in the weeds, they've often forgotten why they got started in the first place. Seriously, they forget, why did I even get into this? Why am I doing this? What did I do this for? And once I can remind them why they do it, they'll often have a story. They'll say, you know, this all came from this random idea and I didn't know it was gonna do anything. But I had so much fun doing it that I just never stopped. And the reason I did it was the first few clients or customers I had, they just got blown away by this thing that I created. And I loved hearing those stories. And what happens is they get in the weeds and they stop getting the stories, they stop touching the customers and seeing how they actually feel and hearing their stories, and then they run out of energy and they burn out. Some might even argue burnout doesn't exist. It's actually just you doing the wrong things, being the wrong person that you think you have to be. And so for you, like, what actually helps people grow? It's when you invest in yourself and you actually decide to not live for accountability. You're not waiting for the master to come and get mad at you. You're not waiting for shame and guilt to come and that's your motivation. You're not sitting there going, I know I should do this. I know I should do this. You're going deep and you're going, what are the things that only I can do? What is the change I want to create in the world? Why did I start this? And you're casting the vision to your team, you're casting the vision to yourself, and you're saying, we're getting there, hell or high water, we're getting there. That's how you grow. And as a coach, it is a joy to see people do that. So here's my question for you. When is the last time you sat down and said, why did I start this in the first place? When was the last time you looked at your vision document? When was the last time you told your team where you're going and why? Has it been a while? For some of you, you started this and it was an accident. It was like, wow, I didn't even know this was gonna turn out this. I never really had a vision. Real leaders have vision. And it's time for you to level up. I believe in you. I love you. I hope that this has been helpful for you. I get fired up sometimes, and I want you to take this to the next level. Look, there's people's lives that need to be changed, and I believe that you're the person to change it. Let's make it happen. Justice here, former pastor, current life coach. I help people figure out what's next, especially when they're asking the question, what now? Peace!